All the comments contained in this webcast is for informational purposes only. The investments and strategies contained in this webcast may not be suitable for you. Please consult your own independent financial advisor before making any investment or trading decisions. Well, Dennis, we got some market movers today. Not a whole lot, though, but what's on the radar today?
Transocean, RIG, they got 3 new contracts signed again. This is a stock here that cut the dividend like a month ago, and it's been straight up ever since, Joel. The stock is just marching. 57.94 now after closing at 56.14. This $60 level, we're 2 points away from there right now, is enormous. When I go back, I look, we topped out hard there in September, 3 or 4 highs right around 60, and then we sold off and basically got under, 42, and then we rallied straight up at the end of October to the $60 level again. Then we sold off, actually made the 52-week low at 38.21, and we're straight up. And where are we almost at? 60, Joel. So 60 is the number on this thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's already got a pretty good boost here in the pre-market, topping out at 58.22. So I would keep an eye on that level. If in fact it can get above there. Before you had those tops at 60, you had a high at 59.24. So after this 58.24 level, 59.24, then of course that $60 level that you talked about that it hit in October. But it surely recovered from cutting their dividend. Cut it more.
Yeah, the stock has just been, yeah, they should cut it more. Stock just continues to rally. So I don't think, just to clarify, I don't think it's getting to 60 today, but I think for you swing traders out there, I think that's where eventually it might want to go. And that might be an area where you try a short. It obviously starts trading 61, then I'd say all bets are off. But for you longer term traders are looking for, if you're looking, and you're willing to risk a couple of bucks, you could start it early. But, above 61, I wouldn't want to own the thing. COGO, here's a good one, Joel. Came out with earnings, and the CEO comes out and says he's willing to buy 30% of the company, and at the prices that he was talking about, it would value the whole company at $6 to $8. So here's a stock that's $1.94, has pretty decent earnings report, and the CEO likes his own company and basically proposing to buy 30% of the company. The stock almost doubles on this news. What do you think, COGO?
I don't know, Dennis. What price did he say he's going to buy it at?
Well, he just gave a range of market of value so he said I think between 68 or 80 million or something. But when you figure out the math, Reuters figured it out that would make the whole company worth between $6 and $8 a share.
Well, I mean, it's not quite trading there. I'd see major resistance at $5, but none of this makes any sense. Look. Activity, Dennis. It seems that not the whole world believes its value of $6. It spiked up in the pre-market, made a high at 4.32, and it's kind of settled in here around the $3.80 range. So I'd use that 4.32 as resistance, and if it can't hold 3.80, then this might be a bunch of BS.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's trying to pull, our buddy over there that's been trying that a few times. But who knows what's happening there, Joel. UTX is the one, they came out after the bell. They gave guidance. I don't think the market really loved it, but they don't hate it either. The stock's trading down only a dime right now. So UTX is 86.77 is where it's trading after closing at 86.89. Looking at this chart, this $86, we had a couple of lows here from the last couple of days, 85.85 and 85.90. So that's going to be your first area of support if the stock does go into sell-off mode. What do you think on UTX, Joel?
Yeah, kind of a mixed reaction to the news that came out. Still trading, nicely within yesterday's range, Dennis. The close 86.89. I'd use that as a swing number. 87.50 major resistance. That's been the high for this stock, and have to keep an eye on that level if in fact it can trade back up to that level. Still got some ways to go to the all-time high here, which is up at 91.83. But I'd look to see how things settle in within yesterday's range. Major support though, Dennis, 85 to 90, a double bottom there. Would not want to be long this stock if it took out that level.
PWRD. It's a perfect world for perfect world, Joel. 1609 it's trading after closing at 1255. They're liking the stock's earnings report. Wow, I don't even know what to say. That was a huge move. The stock's up 28%. Here's a stock that's, really been in a quiet trading range here for the last few weeks, but breaking out large over the 15 area of resistance. I don't know what to say. It's moving, Joel.
What does that company do?
Well, whatever they do, it seems to be perfect anyways. I can tell you they're in the toy industry is what I can tell you. I don't know exactly what they do in the toy industry, but whatever they're doing, it seems pretty perfect.
Well, this $16 level is very interesting. I do see it has hit 16.51 in the pre-market, so that is going to be an excellent level to focus on the upside. But if you go back, Dennis, into September, this thing had 14 after gapping down. I'm not sure what news was associated with that, but it gapped down. 17.20 was the low. 16.14 was the high the next day. So going to be major resistance for all the people that bought up around those levels. I'd say it's good to go to test the 16.50, but if this breaks below $16, I could see some consolidation in this, perhaps around the $15 level.
I want to talk about a few of the financial stocks here in the pre-market too, because they are lifting higher. Citigroup, after obviously having their bad stress test results, has just slowly been marching back. It's now trading 36.54, so actually approaching its high from 3 days ago, right before the stress test, at 36.72. I think these are some key technical numbers to keep an eye on. That 36.72 obviously high is going to be big. What do you think on Citigroup, Joel?
Yeah, I mean, they have recovered from that, trading at $3.67 here. It's going to have a hard time getting through this level, Dennis. All the people that got sucked in on the, other stress tests and the J.P. Morgan stuff, I'm sure going to be looking to get out, at this level. We had talked about this before, though, Dennis. This thing did the reverse split around $5. Fell off a cliff down to 21.40, is now recovering, and this whole area, Brett, above 37 to 42 was just blew through it. So to this 36.70 level, get above 37, there's not a lot of resistance in there.
Did you see that interview with Meredith Whitney with Maria Bartiromo 2 days ago? Meredith Whitney is on CNBC, and Maria asked her, they're talking about Citigroup, and she's like, what would it take you to become an investor in Citigroup? What would it take the company, or what would it take from you to be confident enough to invest in Citigroup? And she says, a new brain. So Meredith Whitney, a big bear on Citigroup. I don't know what that means to. I'm not sure he's got really any pull there, but obviously Meredith Whitney not liking the stock, and they've actually been playing it on the commercial a couple times too.
Well, Meredith Whitney also thought in the United States was going bankrupt about a year ago, so take it with a grain of salt.
Her bearish calls haven't been really too great here in the last year, so yeah. So Meredith is probably a little bit underwater with some of her bearish calls, but definitely take it with a grain of salt. Other stocks we got moving, like I said, a lot of these financials. What we've got to keep in mind here, we do have an option expiration today. So expect some additional volatility. Surprisingly enough, these option expirations have usually been a catalyst to drive the stocks a little bit higher above their fair values on some crazy buy imbalances at the open. So far today, I'm seeing a lot of sell imbalances, and the SPUs being up 4. I'm not sure these opening imbalances. They're posted on by the designated market maker on the NYSE floor, and they're posted out if you subscribe to them. Basically, it just shows whether there's an excess of buy orders or an excess of sell orders at the open. Now the problem is on these option expiration days is these numbers are very manipulated. You have a lot of traders that try to manipulate these numbers, trick other traders into doing other things, and on options expiration that is very high on these imbalances. But if these imbalances are real, and I'm saying a big if there because I don't know if I totally believe them or not, then the stock market, then a lot of these stocks are possibly going to open quite a bit lower. And with the market trading up right now, we got a half an hour for either these imbalances to flip over, which they sometimes do because they're sometimes fake, or if they do stay the same, this market's probably going to start drifting down the next half hour. So if you do have the imbalance feed, make sure you keep an eye on that this morning. I wouldn't be surprised if these imbalances are fake. So I'm just saying take all that with a grain of salt. But if the imbalances stay, we could see a little bit of weakness here, Joel. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, just the SPOOs hitting that magical $1,400 level. Keep an eye on wherever the Globex high ends up being. A lot of times you'll see it open to the right into that level, make a high a tick above or tick below, and get a little bit of a sell-off. Anything back down to the 1397.5 area, that was Thursday's high, to 1396 was the close, is support. So that's our show today, folks, and we'll be back with you Monday.